Hi, this is Valentina Angelo for Computer Science 480, assignment number 4, the baby name generator. I'm going to start by running the code. Let's look at 4-letter names. We're going to do second order, which was what the assignment originally stated. And so here are a few names. Let's do some girls' names. Let's do 4 to 10 characters. We'll generate 10 names, and we could do a third order Markov model. And here are the names generated. Now if we do a lower order Markov model, we get a lot more nonsensical names. So let's do a first order. These are actually not bad, but still the other ones seemed a bit more realistic. I have a driver class that prints out the prompts for the user. Then we call a generator that's going to take the user prompts and initialize some variables, and then we call the generate names method. So in here we create the Markov model, and this is the class where most of the logic lies. The constructor, we're simply initializing variables. But once we call the generate names method, here the fun begins. So the first thing we do is we generate a model, and in the generate model method, here we parse the files. We read all the names one by one and parse them to create the probabilities. So in the parse name method, I have 2 separate functions to parse names. One is if somebody input a 0 for the order, and then another one for n order, which is pretty much what we're looking at, because 0 order model is really just counting the occurrences of each letter independent of what came before or after. But in this case, we actually use a key. So to parse the name, when we have a proper order number, first thing I do is append underscores, which helps me designate the beginning and the end of a name. Then I go ahead and loop through the name and obtain a key. The key is going to be, for example, if our order is 2, then it's going to be the last 2 or the 2 characters. If the order is 3, then the key is going to be 3 characters, and so on. And then I also get the next character that follows this particular key. Then I check my map to see if I have already seen the key. Here, if I haven't, then I'm adding a new key along with the new key value pair, which contains the letter that I just saw with the count of 1. Now if I've already seen this particular key, I want to get the current value set for it to see if I have already seen the next character. If I have seen the next character, then I need to increment its count. If I haven't seen this particular character yet, then I'm going to put it in my current value set. So once I've generated my model, I go ahead and generate names. And here we generate names until we've reached the number of names required by the user. And here I also check and discard names that don't fit the minimum and maximum length requirements or that I've already seen in my name set. So in the get new name method, I append underscores to my name based on the order. And then if the order is 0, again, this is a special case, I get new name with 0 order. Otherwise, I get my next letter using the probabilities. So the first thing I do is I take the name, or at least the string up to this point, and I get my key. So for example, in a second order Markov model, that would be the last 2 characters. Then I look up in my map all the characters that followed this particular key. And the next thing I do is I loop through and count the total number of characters that followed the key sequence. So that's this here, and I get a total count. Then I use that total count to create a string array that's going to be the characters following my key. And it's going to be, the size of the array is going to be whatever the total count was. Then here in this loop, I go ahead and loop through the array of characters that I found following my key. and I populate this array that I've just created. So for example, if I've seen A following my key twice, B following the key once, and R following the key twice, then this character's array is going to contain A twice, B once, and R twice. The next thing I do is I generate a random integer from 0 to the total count, and then I use that integer as an index in this array that I just populated to return a character at this random position. And that's it.